We do have some breaking news right now. On the markets, Dow futures are down sharply this morning. This is ahead of the open. This comes as Wall Street suffered the worst day of the Trump presidency on Friday. So Chief Business Correspondent Christine Romans joins us with more. What are you seeing?
You know, we went from a fear of missing out in the markets to just fear in the markets right near. A really ugly start to the day so far. Let me show you a Dow futures down about 246 points right now. That's about 1%, 25,182. You can see the S&P futures and NASDAQ around the world. I mean, world markets really tumbled here. If you look at how Tokyo and Hong Kong closed, that was pretty rough. And Europe finishing, starting this week exactly where we were ending last week for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I want to give you some context here. Here's what the Dow looks like over a year. You guys, it's been unbelievable, right? This rally has been unbelievable. This was about a 4% weekly drop here. That is a big decline for a Dow that has basically gone up. I'm going to give you a little bit of a progress report here. The Dow is up 40% since the election. That's amazing, right? The NASDAQ also up 40% since the election, and the S&P up about 30. So those are really big gains. A lot of people are wondering if this is just a pullback that we really needed, you guys, or if this is the beginning of something else. We are in what I would call the late stage of an expansion. It's been 10 years of the market moving higher, and we really haven't had much of a pullback at all. So these numbers here causing a lot of people to wonder if this is the beginning of the end of what has been a 10-year expansion.
And some of this is that good news on Main Street, maybe bad news on Wall Street, right? You might see wages going up, which is inflationary. Is inflationary, which will cause interest rates to go up also.
So we've been waiting for wages to rise for years, as you know. So we saw Friday in the jobs report, a solid jobs report. The wages rose 2.9% year over year. That's great news for workers, but it's not great news for corporate profits. And so suddenly you see the market taking a turn because the bond market is heating up here. You know, Alan Greenspan last week, the former Federal Reserve chair, he said that both the bond market and the stock market are in a bubble. And that got a lot of people's attention, too, that we're starting to talk bubble talk again. But, you know, look, I will be very interested to see if it stabilizes a bit. I mean, you could have 300 points down on the Dow in the opening bell. We'll see if it stabilizes and the buying comes in.
Okay, Christine, thank you very much for the preview on all of this.
All right, President Trump declaring the Nunes memo totally vindicates him in the Russia investigation, but Democrats and Republicans rejecting that claim. One Republican